So with regard to the release-based cleanup regulations, this week I'm going to walk you all through the first part of the Connecticut Deep's roadmap for the first year of what happens after the discovery of an emergent release. I'll walk you through that now. Take a look. I'm going to be covering first the emergent releases, and those are at the top of the flow chart here. And again, an emergent release is akin to what we call a spill or an emergency spill. Following the discovery of the release, if it can be cleaned up within 2 hours to meet Connecticut remediation standards, then that's a good thing and an efficient thing. If that's the case, then closure documentation is prepared by the environmental professional and submitted, and hopefully will be the end of the matter. Those are always subject to audit by the state. But in most cases, for larger spills and complicated spills, it's going to be the case that they can't be adequately remediated within that first 2 hours after the discovery, in which case this next row illustrates the process of how to navigate the RBCRs. Upon discovery, if it can't be cleaned up in the first 2 hours, it needs to be reported to the Connecticut Deep Spills Response Division, and Connecticut Deep Spills may likely respond to said release by showing up on the property where the incident occurred and directing some of those initial activities. Importantly, there's some immediate actions that need to happen, like stopping the ongoing release, putting up berms or other ways to prevent or mitigate the release from impacting sensitive receptors, and anything else that's needed to stabilize and mitigate that ongoing release. That's really important. Try to stop those ongoing issues. So that's basically illustrated here. And then if the cleanup standards can be reached again, then there's closure documentation that's prepared by the environmental professional and submitted to the state to close out that release. And again, those are subject to review and audit by the state. If it can't be cleaned up to meet the cleanup standards, then basically that emergent release has documentation in the form of an immediate action endpoint. Then an LEP would be engaged by the responsible party. Typically it would be the owner who's maintaining that release or the creator of the release. The licensed environmental professional within that first year would then complete these tier checklists, which are available from Connecticut Deep's website. And those tier checklists basically would assign that release to one of the 4 tiers. All right, thank you so much for following along. Hopefully this flow chart and Deep's roadmap to the release-based regulations was helpful. I'm going to provide a link on this posting here so that you can access that flow chart yourself. As always, reach out if you have questions or want to discuss. Thanks so much.